T.S. Turner was a city-smart kid fighting his way off the street until he was framed for a crime he didn't commit. Amy Taylor was a young crusading lawyer. She mounted an appeal to put Turner back on the street, this time in a suit and tie, working as a private detective. Together, they are T and T.
Anything else, Mr. Kirby?
No, I think that's all. Why don't you take a long lunch?
As long as you've got what you need. Good luck, Miss Taylor, and don't worry, I'm sure everything's going to be just fine.
Thanks, Mary.
Okay, Counselor. We're ready.
I hope so.
Hendricks may be a big shot with an axe to grind, but you have got integrity and truth on your side. That can't be beaten. Remember that.
I've also got you. Thanks, David.
Enough schmaltz, let's go.
David, what is it? Sit down. Are you all right?
Maybe something I need.
Let me call Mary. Mary? Mary? David, are you all right? What is it?
I think it's my heart.
Yes, this is Amy Taylor. I'm in the Strand building at the corner of Berkeley and Bird. My friend is having a heart attack.
Where's Amy, T.S.?
I don't know.
The purpose of this informal hearing is to ascertain whether the numerous counts of misconduct contained in the complaint against Miss Taylor are justified, and if so, whether or not to continue with disbarment proceedings. We are ready to begin. Is there a good reason why Miss Taylor is not present today?
I'm sure Miss Taylor has a good reason, Counselor.
Quiet, David. Please don't try and talk.
Amy,
Please don't worry about that now. You need me more than they do. Is it all right if I ride with him in the back?
We will proceed.
Your Honor, if you plan to proceed, I feel that Miss Taylor deserved to have a defense counsel present.
Where is Miss Taylor's defense counsel?
Madam Chairwoman, I would like to act as Miss Taylor's agent.
May I point out that Mr. Turner isn't even remotely qualified to do so. He's a law student at best.
Mr. Turner, do you understand the gravity of the charges leveled here? They include breaking and entering, destruction of private property, misrepresentation, and assault with intent.
Madam Chairwoman, yes, I do understand what's at stake here.
All right. With regard to the first allegation of our complaint, I'd like to call Danforth Decker to the stand. How long have you known Miss Taylor, Mr. Decker?
About 2 years.
Now, one time, you coached minor league hockey. Is that correct?
That's correct.
But you're not presently coaching.
That's right.
Madam Chairwoman, I object. I can't see what this has to do with Miss Taylor's case.
I'm sure Mr. Turner will find that my line of questioning has everything to do with Miss Taylor's case. Now, can you tell us, please, why you're no longer coaching hockey?
I guess I was accused of stealing from the hockey league.
Could you tell us what happened on the night of September the 5th?
September the 5th.
What's he doing here?
I went downtown to the hockey arena. It's pretty late and the arena was closed. You see, I was trying to clear myself. I was following the guy who's the real thief.
Did Miss Taylor enter that arena with you? Don't look at your friends. Just answer the question.
Yes, she was. But she was only there because she wanted to help me.
Decker? Is that you, T.S.?
I mean, it was all my idea. I would never have done it if I knew Amy was going to get into trouble like this. We didn't stop to think about what we were doing. All we thought about was stopping the guy before he got away with the money. You see, the bottom line is, he was guilty and we had to stop him.
Am I right in saying that both of you entered that arena without permission?
Yeah, but we had...
Your witness.
Mr. Decker, can we safely assume you had a good reason for being in that arena?
Objection. Is Mr. Turner giving evidence or asking a question?
Sustained. Please rephrase the question, Mr. Turner.
Mr. Decker, can you tell us how you came about being in that arena?
Miss Taylor found out I was being set up. The man who was responsible was at the arena and I went in after him.
And whatever happened to the charges against you?
They were dropped, thanks to Miss Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Decker. No further questions.
Charges can be dropped for a variety of reasons. Anyway, let's proceed to the second count in the complaint. Do you remember an incident which took place in an area of the city commonly referred to as Chinatown?
Sure I do. Amy's client was being shaken down by a gang who picked on immigrants. TS was looking into it, and I was helping him. Until I got beat up.
Yeah? Well, you got a big mouth, punk. We've got a message for you.
You could tell Twain to kiss my... Amy had nothing to do with that.
Well, on the contrary, it was her lack of judgment that led to the near death of her client.
Miss Taylor, I regret that your young career will come to such a tragic end.
The records show that rather than go to the police, she decided to take matters into her own hands.
That's not true.
Oh, well then why didn't she go to the police?
Because she couldn't.
Why couldn't she, Mr. Decker?
Because she promised her client.
I spoke with Mr.
He was an illegal alien.
It will seem that he's indisposed. As you soon will be.
What are you doing?
Unfortunately, someone left the gas turned on. Within a few moments of our departure, you will be overcome by the fumes. I understand it is quite painless.
I only hope that Miss Taylor's future clients can survive her reckless brand of representation.
Twain was extorting money from Miss Taylor's client. The man was bad.
Gentlemen, please, your remarks are inappropriate. Please confine yourself to the facts.
I call Detective Hargrove to the stand. Detective Hargrove, how long have you known Miss Taylor?
Not long.
Long enough to say she has a temper?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Shut up, Finn.
Is it not true, Detective, that on August 18th, in front of several witnesses, Miss Taylor assaulted another lawyer during an argument?
But he asked for it. He insulted her.
Mm-hmm. But wouldn't you say Miss Taylor overreacted, Detective?
Just be home making babies like the rest of them.
I guess.
Sometimes she even has trouble dealing with her own employee, Mr. Turner. Correct?
That's understandable. Mr. Turner tends to rub people the wrong way.
Now, Detective, in your line of work, you see a lot of lawyers. Would you describe Miss Taylor's behavior as typical?
Stress can make people do strange things.
Does it excuse physical abuse? But surely you can't condone that, Detective.
No, I don't.
Your witness.
Detective, I don't think our feelings for each other is no secret, do you?
Not in this hemisphere.
So you'd agree that we have our differences?
I sure would. I was starting to enjoy this.
Whoa, whoa, T.S.
In your opinion, Detective, is Miss Taylor a good lawyer?
Well, if it came right down to it, I'd want her in my corner.
Thank you, Detective. No further questions.
Since this is an informal hearing, I have a few more questions, if I may.
Detective, do you agree that Miss Taylor might be considered an intelligent, attractive woman?
Sure. I guess so.
Now, isn't it true that Miss Taylor has used her good looks in the past to get what she wants?
Underneath that tough exterior, you're really a compassionate...
Isn't it true that on December the 9th last year, Miss Taylor obtained confidential information from a government employee?
I wouldn't know.
Well, my notes indicate that your department investigated this matter.
I don't remember.
Oh, well, perhaps you remember that your recommendation was that Miss Taylor be charged.
He's definitely an illegal.
I knew it. Thanks, Paul. Oh, and about dinner?
Oh, I know. I'll put it on your tab.
Isn't it also true Miss Taylor has been known to misrepresent herself in order to gain information?
I've come about the baby.
The baby? Oh, you must be Mrs. Llewellyn.
Yes, yes, I am.
Mr. Finn is out of the office right now.
For example, on September the 27th last year, Miss Taylor appeared at the law offices of Edward Finn. She claimed to be one of Mr. Finn's clients in order to gain information protected by the lawyer-client privilege.
I see. Could you call me a cab?
You must agree, Detective, this is a clear case of deception.
Probably for a good reason.
Yes, that's beside the point. Did she or did she not misrepresent herself?
Yes.
Thank you, Detective. Now, are you aware what Miss Taylor was doing on the night of October the 10th?
I read her deposition.
Which clearly describes her breaking and entering.
Yes.
Yes, so let me reiterate the facts for the benefit of the court. In the fall of last year, Miss Taylor, accompanied by a prominent news personality, deliberately broke into the real estate offices of Dr. David Hamill, correct, Detective?
Yes.
So you admit she aided and abetted in a criminal act?
Yes.
It's locked. Come on, I'm going.
Just a second. It's open. Are you coming?
No.
Fine.
Desmond!
What?
I could get disbarred for this.
Can you tell us, please, who filed those charges against
Those
Miss...
charges was dropped.
Answer the question, Detective.
But they was dropped.
Please sit down, Mr. Turner. The charges are a matter of record.
Who filed those charges, Detective?
I did.
Amy's the kind of person who thinks of everybody before she thinks of herself. She'll do anything for them. One time, me and Amy and some other people were taken hostage. Amy was the only one who tried to talk us out of there.
Be quiet.
If you ever want to see your wife again.
I don't.
Don't you? This is her fault. Is that what you're telling yourself?
You shut your mouth.
Look, I am a lawyer. You help us get out of here alive, and I'll help you in court.
You're telling me to turn against my partner?
Yes. He's only going to see to it that you and everybody else gets killed. Listen to me. If you really don't want to go back to prison, you'd better start thinking of some way to end this thing peacefully.
What do you know?
That you don't want to die. That you don't want to kill people. You think about it.
Yeah. It's easy to talk about it now, but at the time it was pretty scary. We all thought we were going to die.
Do you think they're gonna let you out of here if you start killing people? Is that what you want to do, escalate this thing into murder?
All we want to do is get out of here! But if you don't shut your pretty little mouth, I'm gonna put a bullet in it.
Even if it's just to see how rich people bleed. What about you, Joe? You ever been in trouble?
I got myself into a jam a little while ago.
Tell the court about it, Joe.
Well, I got mixed up with the wrong kids. I didn't know it at the time. It just seemed like doing crazy stuff, you know? But really, they were being paid to break up the neighborhood and cause trouble.
Look out! It's everywhere! It's everywhere!
The only good thing that came out of it was meeting Amy and T.S.
I'm gonna die! You hear me? I'm gonna die!
No, 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 no! You don't want to die. Just saying that.
I'm not listening to you!
I wouldn't listen to anyone. I didn't know what to do or who to turn to. I was in so much trouble, I even thought that killing myself was the answer.
Find out who did it. Come on, little brother.
But T.S. talked me out of that. In fact, he did more than that. He saved my life.
Ah! Help me! Oh! Oh! Let me go!
If it wasn't for them, well, I owe them a lot.
No further questions. Thank you.
Before your miraculous redemption, you did take part in a few incidents with this gang, didn't you, Joe?
Uh-huh.
One that involved the death of your own mother. True?
I object, Your Honor.
The incident began with a heated argument between you and your mother, which took place in a union hall, right, Joe?
Your Honor.
This led to her slapping your face in front of everybody, right, Joe?
But that's all.
There are witnesses to that, Joe.
Yes, but...
And is it not true that you ran out of the hall moments before the bomb that killed your mother exploded? You can't deny it, Joe, can you?
No, I can't.
Counselor, this young man is not on trial here.
No further questions.
Do you have any more witnesses, Mr. Turner?
Yes, Madam Chairwoman. Myself.
Madam Chair...
Just a minute, Mr. Henry. This is highly irregular, Mr. Turner. You are acting as Miss Taylor's counsel.
I want to. I got nothing to hide.
Well, Mr. Hendricks, if you're willing, you may proceed.
Gladly. So you're a private detective, are you, Mr. Turner?
Private investigator.
You have a reputation for resorting to physical violence, out of necessity, I assume.
It comes with the territory. I don't like it either. But when people are always hitting on you, sometimes you gotta hit back.
So you feel completely justified in using these methods?
Sometimes I have no other choice.
Then, Mr. Turner, on any one of your investigations for Miss Taylor, have you ever been detained by the police?
Yes, sir.
Freeze!
Can I at least get off the fence?
I said freeze!
But that's not that unusual. We're both looking for the same things. Sometimes I just happen to get there before they do. And I don't think they like that.
Down some stairs. Oh, no. Gee, that's too bad. You know, trespassing can be a very serious offense.
Who gave you the directives in any of these cases?
Miss Taylor had nothing to do with it.
Oh, she's your employer. I only assumed she would know about your activities.
Sometimes.
And sometimes you're aware of hers. For instance, Miss Taylor is charged with entering a wrecking yard.
Are you sure it's okay to do this? No, if my car's in there, we'll worry about trespassing later.
I assume you think there was justifiable reason for her to do that.
What I think isn't really the issue here.
Then what's your explanation, Mr. Turner?
She was trying to save Pokey.
Client?
No, ma'am. Her car.
And just how well did she do at that, Mr. Turner? Madam Chairwoman, that was an illegal entry as charged in the complaint.
Do you have anything else, Counselor?
Yes, Madam Chairwoman, I do.
The final accusation against Miss Taylor occurred on the 14th of October when she was charged with detonating a lethal weapon, assault with intent, and destruction of private property.
Okay, nobody move.
But they were extenuating circumstances, Madam Chairwoman.
It seems to me that there are always extenuating circumstances, Mr. Turner.
Get down!
Miss Taylor was clear of that.
A previous comment on that statement still stands. There are numerous ways that charges can be dropped.
Counselor, you're twisting the truth just to make your point. I think you have something personally against Miss Taylor.
Mr. Turner, please.
I find Miss Taylor's actions reprehensible. She has transgressed her profession and the law, and that is why I am pressing for disbarment immediately.
Do you have anything else to add, Mr. Turner?
Yes, I do. Miss Amanda Taylor is not only my friend and a good lawyer, but most important, she really cares for people. And for every legal indiscretion she may have committed, it was justified because she has helped so many people who had no one else to turn to. And it seems to me we need more people like her. I mean, lawyers who are more concerned with justice than a judgeship. And I should know, Madam Chairwoman, because I was one of those folks she reached out for. And until my dying day, I will always believe that she made the big difference in my life. Thank you.
Miss Taylor, do you have anything to add?
No, I don't think that I could.
The charges against you are very serious and well documented. Mr. Hendricks has made a commendable case for immediate disbarment proceedings. Well, we need a few moments to discuss our next course of action. Miss Taylor, finding you guilty on any one of the charges is reason enough to move for your immediate disbarment from the practice of law. In fact, the committee agrees that the evidence presented against you is overwhelming, and in the eyes of the law, you are guilty as charged. And we have reached a decision. We feel that the case for your disbarment is sound. We also find, however, that the circumstances surrounding the charges brought by Mr. Hendricks are extraordinary and deserve consideration. And that, combined with Mr. Turner's impassioned testament to your skill as a lawyer and on a personal level, cause us to judge the motion of your disbarment as unwarranted. Mr. Turner, Miss Taylor, we could do with more people like you. This hearing is adjourned.
All right.